documents directly to the police, insisting it was not her role to investigate his claims.
But don't put the onus on me at all. Don't put the onus on me, because I am not the Attorney General. I am not the Minister of Homeland Security. I am not the Minister of Defense. I am not the Commissioner of Police. And they know the powers they have to investigate. You have your powers to investigate. You see something shocking, go and do your investigation. Don't put no onus on me.
And Brian Manning says the San Fernando East constituency is turning the page following his talks with his political leader. Manning spoke with CNC3 News yesterday while distributing supplies to about 50 primary and secondary school students in his constituency. He again described his meeting with his political leader as cordial. According to Manning, the next step is verifying party groups before the annual general meetings are held and a new executive is elected. And he expects that election could take place before the end of September.
The way forward is, as I said, it's a new day. In San Fernando East, we're working towards the verification committee to deal with the various party groups to see which ones are legitimate, which ones are not. From there, we go to our AGMs in the various party groups. And then after that, we have our constituency election where we elect a new executive for San Fernando West.
And with his mother in the race, he is already predicting a decisive result. And with parents racing to buy books, uniforms, and other school supplies, the first payments under the government's book grant are expected to come just 5 days before children return to the classroom. The Education Ministry says payments to successful applicants are expected to begin by September 2nd, with schools reopening on September 7th. The ministry says the initial review of the almost 46,000 applications has been completed, with final verification checks now underway. Priority will be given to unemployed applicants, followed by low-income households, families with multiple dependents, applicants with children with special needs, and people receiving government assistance. Most eligible students will receive $1,000, while students entering Form 2 will receive $500. Parents and guardians can continue to track their applications through the ministry's online portal. And you can stay tuned for another news update at the top of the hour and for comprehensive coverage in our midday news and our major newscast at 7 p.m. on CNC3.
Just looking out at the city on this Friday morning, Friday before Independence 2026, and this is such a sight. This is our city, Port of Spain. As we look at the sunrise, you're seeing Nales in the distance, you're seeing obviously some of the government infrastructure, the old police headquarters, Lord Chambers here, of course, Industrial Court, obliquely opposite GML. This is Port of Spain, and it's a beautiful, clear Friday morning, and we trust and believe it's going to be a beautiful weekend, our Independence weekend. Lots happening all over the place. Of course, cricket in the air, CPL 2026 with action tonight, tomorrow, and Independence Day, the Classico against Guyana on Monday. Many a retreat, a beach, river line. People are going to check their family and friends. Many going to head to the Queen's Park Savannah also to look at the parade, see it in real time. Silent fireworks for the first time. Now, fireworks, I did some research yesterday. It's never ultimately silent, but it will not be the same massive explosion and the kind of noise that we associate with fireworks in the past. And of course, the drone show, that's an added addition, one that I welcome. Very happy to hear about that development. So it's going to be, from my vantage point, an action-packed weekend. Here's hoping that you find yourself in the mix, and let's, as always, keep it safe and keep Trinidad and Tobago top of mind. Happy Independence Day, Trinidad and Tobago. This is our pre-Independence special. We are back with you on Monday for 1 hour from 6 to 7 for the actual Independence Day programming. But until then, let's enjoy today. Have a great one. Thanks as always for tuning in. Let's get the ball rolling for your morning brew. See you soon. From Trinity to the port, Trinity to the port. The problems we have are plain to see. We prove we can stand this scrutiny. All I know that true democracy. How we vote is not how we party. There's no place like home, some people say. Though some have to leave to make their way. Keep your hearts, I know their destiny. Let it play now. Oh gosh. Sweet, sweet. You see a boy in his red, white, and black? Oh, you mean the white linen, the red blazer, the black? I think this is velvet, you know. Oh, you mean? And of course, you have to give them the white and black Clarks. You know, I took it back to the old Clarks days. You know, there's something with Clarks. I don't know. You grew up. Well, Clarks out here a long time, right? That's an English brand. But everybody, I guess at some point, have a little one Clarks or two. So yes, this is the Independence Fit, just trying to keep in that whole tradition and just inspire and motivate and tap into what is our limitless potential. I always speak of that. We are so blessed, Trinidad and Tobago, and by all means, no stretch of the imagination are perfect. Work in progress, yes, but I believe, once all hands are on deck, we will get over the line. Happy 64th Independence TNT. And later on this year, well, in September, we get ready for Republic Day. It's going to be a special one also, so lots to celebrate going forward. JW signing on for this year Friday, August 28th, 2026. Let's see what's happening via the front page of the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian, and then we transition into the many conversations carded for today, Friday. So I'm seeing the opposition leader says, no plan to expel Manning. The opposition leader dismisses calls for PNM to kick out San Fernando East MP. She says the onus is on him to back up the corruption claims. That story on page 5, the opposition leader yesterday speaking during a media conference at her office there on Charles Street in Port of Spain. Many were asking for her to step forward, to be transparent, to open up, to say what's on her mind, and she did that yesterday. Did it satisfy the masses? Well, in the realm of the politics, you could never satisfy the masses. However, she did give a statement, and if you want to read more about it, page 5 inside today's Guardian. Well, the man at the center of the storm, that is San Fernando East MP Brian Manning, is also featured on the front page with his mother, Hazel Manning, during their what seems to be a stationary and book drive yesterday. This happened at the San Fernando office yesterday. Obviously, the man at the center of all of this. How would this pan out? What we have recognized there, at least from my observation, anytime somebody steps out a turn and they go against the tide and they break party code and step, I guess, out of the particular constraints of a party and they stand by themselves, is almost like it's two L's I look at. It's either they're looking to leave or lead. Whether it's the former, whether it's the latter, time will tell. But what happened there was rather unprecedented, and many will continue to debate this development into the weekend, and I'm sure next week. But we're going to keep it light this morning, obviously. Lots to unpack as it relates to the conversations. A couple of historians stepping in, right? We are seeing, well, we have a historian stepping in to speak about the dream of 1962, 64 years. Where do we go from here? That's a very beautiful theme. Pan on the Avenue. We're going to get some details concerning that. And also another historian as it pertains to culture. And soca, the evolution of soca, and the Lord Shorty testimony, the significance of calypso, of soca, of our music in this independence celebration, not only this year, but every year going forward. So that's just a little flavor as to the conversations, the impactful conversations ahead on this Friday before Independence Day 2026. As it relates to school, back to school, not obviously next week, the week after, I'm seeing on page 7, close to 46,000 book grants to be distributed next week. So that's welcome news for many parents, those who are vulnerable, those who need the assistance, and I really hope it goes to those most needy. What irks me, and I've seen it time and time again, families that could afford, families that got the means, families where many within the household are actually working, and they go, they get hamper, they get freebies, and they go there with no shame. I mean, the audacity, the sheer audacity, and those people too, and you see when you call that kind of stuff on yourself and you deny people who are really vulnerable, so it's going to be a portion one day, When I see that kind of stuff, I was getting real upset. I've seen it time and time again. Families of means No shame, you know. Not no shame in the game. They stand up normal, line up. Oh gosh, man. You know, there are measures and policies in place for those who really can't get over the line. And if you could get over the line, get over the damn line and let folks who are vulnerable, as mentioned, who really need it, be the ones to receive that kind of assistance. So, you know, I just wanted to express that. It's something I would have seen years ago, and I dig a real horrors. I was going to call them out on it, you know, but I say, you know what, let me, people's be wrong and strong in this place, huh? That's the next thing. Wrong and strong, and many of the wrong and strong, they want to get sometimes violent. So many times we hold our tongue and we just, you know, kind of keep it pushing, but no, not in 2026. We have to put that kind of practice to rest. Let's see what's happening on the back page. Oh yes, let's see what's happening via sport. Knight Riders in trouble. Well, that's the headline here. Puran's team on verge of missing the CPL playoffs. You know, we actually second to last, if I'm not mistaken, on the standings, only 2 points. Not looking good. We would have played 1, we lost about, 3, right? Listen, you know, I've always said, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. With Bravo at the helm, with the kind of talent that we got there on the team, I think it's just to get that momentum. And I think tonight is the night to get that ball rolling straight into tomorrow. And then, of course, the very crucial game carded for Monday. So Paulie did his part. He gave a clinic at the Queen's Park Oval, but he can't do it on his own. He needs, obviously, the support of the other men in the middle. And the bowling, obviously, not as sharp as the years gone by, but I still have faith in the team. It's not over until it's over, and I'll give the TKR team, Paulie, Sunil, Puran. We have a man called Trump, imagine that. Well, South African, who's now American. I did some research on the young man. I say Trump in the middle. So even Trump, come on Trump, eat some dashin, man. Power up yourself. Go take Trump down to St. James and get some punch now. Let them get some power in their hands so he could hit some 4s and some 6 man, a set of 2s and 1s. We don't want that. All right, so all the best, TKR. Go into the weekend, go in bold, go in brave. Let's win and take it to the playoffs. The brief on this Friday morning. That's right. Close vendor, Kida Mohammed. With a big Trinidad and Tobago towel. That's not a towel to wipe your skin. That's for display purposes. How dare somebody will buy a towel like that and really Nikisha team, you'll wipe your calves and wipe your back with this towel, right? No, don't do me that. That towel is well, you had to get used for it, but it's a beautiful towel though. Well done. That vendor there is in Port of Spain, so you can get the towel. And I'm seeing Ansa McCall supports TNT representative for International Space Mission. That's Caitlin. Yes, we featured Caitlin actually on the on news the other day. So well done to the student. And we support any youngster trying to make a difference. Well, let's head to the pause and touch in with a citizen who explains what TNT means to them, what TNT means to me, what TNT means to all of us. Enjoy.
TNT to me is home, and I can appreciate it more even when I travel and you get to miss all the things that make here home, the culture. Yeah, TNT is home.
Hi, I'm Didi, a doctor in nutrition and diet therapy, registered dietitian nutritionist, and owner of Didi's Healthy Living Cafe. And today we're going to prepare one of our best sellers, which is our banana nut slice. We pride ourselves in using wholesome, natural, local ingredients to fuel your body with more intention. All we need is banana, oats, baking powder, and of course our 100% real honey. If you're someone who needs help with your health and you're interested in healthy eating, don't forget to check out Didi's Healthy Living Cafe on Kearney Savannah Main Road in Charlottesville.
Stomach discomfort again? Bloating, cramps, irregular bathroom habits? Meet Vivera, your daily support for a balanced gut. Vivera works fast to help reduce the abdominal pain, ease bloating, and support healthy digestion. It helps restore balance to your gut so you can get back to feeling light, comfortable, and in control. Choose for real digestive relief, safe, effective, and trusted for both children and adults. Now available at pharmacies nationwide. Vivera, feel the difference.
Here at GMMB, love is the currency. And let's show you how we are able to transfer that energy into real conversations. What about the connection with you and your team members?
It's top priority for me to have that clear understanding of who my team members are and building connections with them to ensure that they carry out the vision of what we are trying to achieve as a team, realizing opportunities for both the clients and ourselves.
GMMB.
It's banking for real.
It's Jay's exclusive 4-day independence sale. Get 33% off everything store-wide, all stores and online. 4 days only. Don't miss it. JD's exclusive big 4-day independence sale. JD's, Princestown, San Fernando, Rio Cloud, Gasparilla Mall, and N6 Plaza Chaguanas, your low price headquarters, JD's.
Welcome back, and for all those who look at the program religiously, you know that history is a subject that gets me extremely excited. And every time I speak with a historian, I sit and I soak in so much of the information because that's their particular field. And I welcome esteemed historian, Dr. Claudius Fergus. Dr. Fergus, I want to wish and extend independence greetings to you and yours, and I thank you so much for taking the time out your schedule to share some information with us.
Good morning. Good morning, Jason, and of course, I wish Trinidad and Tobago the same. Happy independence to all, and a special greeting to your listeners and viewers.
You know, we became independent back in 1962. I was nowhere around. My mom now entered secondary school from conversations I would have had with Mommy June. But I asked the question this morning, what would have been the national vision back in 62, coming out of the Union Jack and raising our red, white, and black there on that fateful evening of August 31st, 1962. What is the national vision? What was that national vision?
Well, the vision at the time, I think we can say was expressed in some of the speeches of Dr. Eric Williams before, in terms of the drafting of the Constitution as well, in which the public would have participated very widely. That Constitution speaks to some of our visions, particularly in the preamble. And of course, independence came, as William said, the task of independence, the building of a nation. He said very clearly, it's much more than symbols, the symbols of a coat of arms, the symbols of a national flag, and so on. And he speaks to probably what was the greatest challenge to him, and that was to build a nation out of the many disparate elements that constituted Trinidad and Tobago. You know, he said it very clearly. that the greatest problem or challenge facing Trinidad and Tobago as an independent nation was to create a nation out of what he said were the discordant elements. I believe the dream of Trinidad and Tobago, as I see in your headline there, the dream of Trinidad and Tobago would have been encapsulated there in that statement. I think what Williams understood quite clearly was that Trinidad and Tobago has a history of slavery, indentureship, colonialism, and therefore a history of inequality, a history that we can say spoke to a type of apartheid in the Caribbean, in all Caribbean states. And therefore, one of the biggest challenges would have been to dismantle that system of inequality and to build a system, a nation built on meritocracy, creating a highly educated society, industrialization, in order to dismantle the monoculture of sugar, in our case, the dependency on oil, even though sugar was still important, and building an exemplary democracy. I believe those were some of the challenges, some of the dreams, but I also think that symbolically, we can see independence being circumscribed by the presence of the Americans in Chaguaramas still. To me, that represents the limits of independence, or the limits of sovereignty rather, because political independence does not, even today, amount to sovereignty. There is a significant difference. So the American president spoke to that shadow of the Monroe Doctrine, which still casts a shadow over our independence, as we have seen very clearly and obscenely since the end of last year. The Americans are back. We don't know the extent to which they are militarily or physically back, but they do represent a constraint on independence or a constraint of our sovereignty and the extent to which we are really a truly sovereign nation.
So it begs the question, does the flame that was the flame ignited by Dr. Eric Williams and all those fathers who would have put the Constitution together and put this dream of Trinidad and Tobago into motion back in '62, generations after, are we keeping the flames alive? Are we fanning the flame of that equality, of that potential, or are we more or less, you blow a candle out for a birthday party and you just smoke in the air and the light that was? Where are we ultimately these 60 plus years after independence? Are the tenants still alive through your lens? Through the lens of history?
I think it's still there, Jason. I think it's still there. I know from time to time we wonder where we are, because there are outbursts sometimes, of acrimony between, mainly between the different ethnic groups rather than between religious elements. But we are a multicultural society, multicultural, multi-ethnic, and we are driven by, I think, an urge to build a national consensus that can express itself in what might be what I sometimes describe as a national ideology, which we do not have. So we are still struggling to build a nation, actually. And I think from time to time it's shaken. But that dream of building a nation out of the various cosmopolitan elements is still there. It is what identifies us as Trinidad and Tobago, more than perhaps any other territory in the Caribbean basin. We have that challenge. I think we have done really well, in not just in terms of tolerance, but in terms of fusion of the different cultural and ethnic religious elements in the country. We are, in fact, a product of our cosmopolitanism, and it is something that we need to celebrate rather than to derogate. We need to celebrate that cosmopolitanism. We have been fairly successful in advancing it. It's always going to be a struggle. We did not voluntarily come here. We were all brought here under different circumstances of coercion, trafficked in some instances, forcefully recruited in other instances. You know, so we have been fairly successful. And not just fairly, I think we have been highly successful. We need to commend ourselves for building a nation to the extent where we are now. As I said, you know, that challenge is still there, where perhaps in the future we do not identify by our ethnicity or our religion and so on, but by our nationality.
And in that regard, when we consider Trinidad and Tobago from the global lens, so let's remove ourselves from the land and look at our impact, look at our contribution on the global stage. What does history say about that contribution for the last 64 years?
Well, I always see Trinidad and Tobago as part of the broader Caribbean. I'm a Pan-Africanist, I'm a Pan-Caribbeanist, perhaps by ideology. I'm a Pan-Africanist. But even if we look at Trinidad and Tobago alone, we have made a contribution to world history within the past 65 years. And we need to go back 64 years. We need to go back before that, because our history in the Caribbean as a people struggling against colonialism and making our contributions to the development of humanity and civilization started well before that. We have impacted in every sphere of human endeavor. We have contributed in terms of science, in terms of sports, in terms of our impact on international and global politics. For example, you know, the International Criminal Court was an idea that came out of Trinidad and Tobago. So we have impacted the world in such a significant way. We in Trinidad and Tobago and we in the Caribbean overwhelmingly and disproportionately, positively disproportionately in terms of our size and the population. That is something perhaps we need to be most proud of.
That's right. You know, I've always said we are like salt and everything, but we are not no regular parlor salt. We are premium, you know, the top shelf salt. That's Trinidad and Tobago. You know, we continue to make our mark. I'll give you a chance as we look to wrap things up to send again your independence greetings and speak to that limitless potential that we know exists within the Trinidad and Tobago space and within the people, most importantly, because the people is what make up the two islands.
Indeed, yes. So we, Trinidad and Tobago, I mean, we have impacted through our music, through our carnival. Our carnival has spread across the Caribbean, it's spread across both sides of the Atlantic. That's one of the things we need to be very proud about, our music. And in this case, you know, we, Trinidad and Tobago music, but Caribbean music as well. You know, our sports people, you know, we have impacted in those areas as well. And I think we will continue to have that significant impact. I don't see that slowing down at all. And so as we look forward to the next 64 years, I think we are on firm ground. We are going to get to where we had envisioned in 1962. It's going to be a struggle, but life itself is a struggle. We are products of struggle against slavery, struggle against indentureship, struggle against colonialism. And that struggle against colonialism is an ongoing struggle because we should never think that colonialism is behind us. colonialism is with us. It's part of it's part of our environment. Neocolonialism is part of the environment that we need, we work in, we struggle against. So looking forward, I think we have a great future. Trinidad and Tobago has a great future. And all we need to do is to keep the fires burning. We are going to get to that point to remain a dynamic contributor to world civilization.
Dr. Ferguson, say thanks as always. Happy Independence, as mentioned earlier, to you and yours. And thanks for that vote of confidence and just that injection of optimism for what is
Happy Independence.
Trinidad and Tobago. Happy Independence to you. That's right. And he would have mentioned the music and our contribution in that sphere. And Pan was something that we can all feel proud of. What an invention. All four corners of the earth, there is a steel pan, there's a steel pan player. And right here at home, the home of Pan, we get you ready for Pan on the Avenue, grand celebration for this Independence 2026. Pan on the Avenue details after the break.
I love the Tata drumology, lighting the air for the valley in my land.
In my land. I love the mood and the attitude, the tasty food and the super dudes.
Great deals with PRW Back to School. Save big with a laptop starting from $3,250. Samsung A9 tablet only $1,199. Printers from $650. Smart TVs from $1,150. 27-inch curved monitor $1,399. Wireless headphones $240. HP and Epson inks available. Call PRW today.
We finally said yes to onion rings. Now it's your turn to say yes to the new KFC onion ring chicken sandwich for $34.95 or get a regular side of rings for just $15. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Discover your favorite treat with Casey Candy Gummies. Sweet or sour, dive into a wave of fun shapes and flavors. Our halal gummies are made with fruit juices and every bite is packed with fun, chewiness and pure deliciousness. Perfect for an everyday snack, birthday parties or lunch boxes. Make your snack time irresistible and enjoy your day with Casey Gummies.
Casey Mint Explosion. Discover the secret with absolutely refreshing mints with a burst of freshness. Casey Mint Explosion. We make life sweeter for over 100 years. So experience a Casey Mint Explosion today.
The biggest party in sport is back. Catch every TKR March live and exclusively on CNC3, August 7th through September 20th. You don't want to miss the action. The Republic Bank CPL 2026, only on CNC3. Passion, energy, and cricket live here. Brought to you by
Your Majesty, what comes after victory?
Growth. History's greatest rulers never stop at the triumph. They build what comes next. Finance your next chapter with First Line Securities, helping Trinidad and Tobago invest for over 2 decades. Invest with us. Go to firstlinesecurities.com to begin investing today.
Looking for the ultimate gaming experience? Welcome to Phase 22 Gaming Lounge, where gamers of all ages come to play, compete, and have fun. Dive into your favorite games on PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, or race on our high-tech racing rigs. And experience the thrill of VR with PlayStation and Meta Quest. Our lounge is safe, comfortable, and perfect for everyone. When you're done, check out the latest gaming systems, accessories, and even Samsung and Apple phones. Visit us on the second floor of Gulf City Mall or call 786-2404 to book your gaming session today.
Do you think all dishwashing soaps are the same? With some, they require more effort, and they don't wash as much. Try Dawn and discover its grease cleaning power. Dawn removes stuff grease easier and faster than others. Additionally, it foam lasts 50% more. With Dawn, you use less product to clean more dishes and save with every wash. Dawn, triple grease cleaning power.
Every day, your family comes into contact with thousands of germs. That's why families trust Kovacs antibacterial bar soap. Its antibacterial formula helps eliminate 99.9% of germs, providing the protection your family needs. And with a caring glycerine formula, Kovacs helps keep skin feeling clean, fresh and cared for. Choose fresh, cool or active protection to match your family's lifestyle. Kovacs antibacterial soap. Tough on germs, gentle on skin.
It's back to school! Savings time at Passad's the Food King. Stock up and save big on Clorox bleach, 3.79 liters for only $30.99. Swiss pasta cuts, 300 grams, 4 packs, just $18. Sweet Hand soybean oil, 1.5 liters, just $25. Flavorite ice cream assorted, 3.2 liters, 2 tubs, now $84. Matuks guava jam, 454 grams, 2 jars, just $25. Nestle Milk Full Cream Recon or Low Fat 1 liter 2 packs for only $28. Country Pride Flour All Purpose 2 kg 2 packs just $27. Caribbean Parboiled Rice 9 kg for only $74.99. Minced chicken per pound now $26.99. Fruitacool Kids 200 ml only $60 per case. Don't miss the back to school deals at Passad's the Food King. Sale end September 6, 2026 or while stocks last.
Quality value, that's our way. The real Passad's, we're here to stay. The Food King Passad's.
It's Jay's exclusive 4-day independence sale. Get 33% off everything store-wide, all stores and online. 4 days only. Don't miss it. JD's exclusive big 4-day independence sale. JD's, Princestown, San Fernando, Rio Cloud, Gasparilla Mall, and M6 Plaza Shiguanas. Your low price headquarters, JD's.
It's my country. Every green and red. Have an equal place.
You know, when the Garcia clan is in the building, I'm always so happy. These are actually my students, you know. I teach for 1 year. They remember me and I remember them. And that's the amazing part of the journey. And, you know, I'm so proud of what they've been able to accomplish, not only through doing this event, but just, you know, that love of culture. And it really was established via their dad, via their mom. You know, your dad was a man who really planted that seed. I remember him so well. And I'm happy. When I tell you my heart is alive and is jumping for joy because Pan on the Avenue is on for 2026. I know there was a point in time people were nervous, it was a bit shaky, we were not too sure, but we can confirm this morning with no fear of contradiction. It is happening.
Of course it is, yes.
Oh, well done, guys, well done. So talk to me, starting time, ending time, you know, just the expectation, because, you know, there are many, this is one of their go-to calendar events.
Yes.
And all this happening in the midst of CPL. Granted, there's no game that day, but tongue just buzzing this weekend, right? Independence weekend.
It is.
Yes.
It is. And we are dominating the weekend. It's not just Sunday with the parade. So we have our Independence Village, which will happen this Sunday, but it's beginning Saturday, which is tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. Every night is from 6 until 12, right? We have some light performances. Tomorrow night we'll have BP Renegade Steel Orchestra and some other soloists. We have vendors selling food and craft. We even have a little tent called the Pan Tent. And you're just selling T-shirts and little keychains with Pan merchandise and these kind of stuff. This Sunday now we starting again 6 o'clock, same way. We finishing at 12 p.m. But we have a tough lineup of 12 bands participating, parading along the avenue, and then the stage is Adam Smith Square.
Because I'm not going to ask, where's the focal point? Where is the heartbeat of it?
In Adam Smith Square.
In the square itself?
Yes, so this year we open the square to the public. So it's the village, you come inside the village, you could view the parade, you know, you're all around the square. We didn't make it that kind of blocked off experience that we usually, we would have this VIP deck inside there, but we said no, this year we're bringing it to the people.
And that's the square, mind my geography, that's the one obliquely opposite Major?
Yes, right opposite Major. major.
Right, that big green space in the heart. That's to me like that's the heart of the avenue because
it's the heart of Woodbrook.
Well,
for me.
And speaking about Woodbrook and St. James, because you all represent the association there, right? So, is there buy-in from the residents? Because we know when there are events, when they're these big events in Woodbrook, sometimes some residents, they a bit nervous. What's the buy-in from Woodbrook residents for Pan on the Avenue?
Well, I always tell people this story from when we were young, that my dad had this module of, inclusion. So when we were in Tobago, the hotel said that you can't, nobody can come in the pool after 7. But I mean, after 7, you reach back home from shopping or whatever, and you just want to relax in the pool. And we asked, well, why? They say, well, you'll disturb the other guests at the hotel. So he planned a party. He told everybody in the hotel, come out and bring a dish and let's line by the pool, 7 o'clock. The manager came, no, you all can't be here. You'll disturb the other guests. He said, well, we're all here, there are no other guests. So that's what he does with Pan on the Avenue. He invites all the residents out, and not just invite them out on the street. He'll give them like complimentary VIP passes, so they feel included in the event. We talk to them, we ask them, okay, what are your concerns?
Correct.
How could we make sure that we're not disturbing you in any kind of way? And, this year with the cancellation, a lot of them came forward and they gave contributions. They did.
So it's almost like they are powering this year's Pan on the Avenue.
It's been amazing to see the outpour of love from so many people in the community of Woodbrook who don't want this event to die.
That's so amazing.
Yes, because businesses on the avenue that don't normally, they wouldn't normally buy into the event. They do profit, but they don't normally buy in. This year they did because, they're saying we anticipated this, the economy is low. They know this is a high point in the month. A lot of people are going to come out and they will make money. So seeing it not happen, they say, you know what, let me invest because I need this event.
Seeing that made us feel. And she was crying because she was like, that this was Daddy's dream to see that
people could appreciate our culture and appreciate the fact that when you come out you have that unity amongst one another.
And people might hear Pan on the Avenue and would people hear the name and for some reason they feel it's a more mature setting and stuff, but it's remarkable to see the amount of young people that take part in Pan on the Avenue, from not only players but just coming out to be part of it.
I mean, look at the Pan and Powder Parade the other day. You saw how many young people were in it, and that's what.
They were the majority, actually.
Yeah, the majority was young. So I'm anticipating it'll be the same thing for our parade.
Nah, and let me tell you, even those who, let's say, they might have come to visit family and friends for the July, August, who planning to head back up north. This is like a last hurrah for them to get something close enough to a carnival experience in August.
Yes. Before they get back to the grind. Before they get back to real world.
And I love how you said a gift to the nation. It is a gift to the nation.
Yes, it's a gift. It was my dad's gift to his community. It was his gift to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And, he was very passionate about it. He worked tirelessly in building this event and redrawing the map and planning things, and that's why this year when things weren't working out, we kept trying different methods to make it happen because that at the end of the day we have to keep his legacy alive.
And it speaks to even your the strength of the family, the tenacity, they never say never, they never give up, because I know there would have been obstacles coming your way. And we're not here to talk about obstacles and all the hardships. We're here to talk about the triumph and the fact that you were able to get over the line. And because when I heard Pan on the Avenue, shaky, and it's to me that's a staple. That is a staple as much as the fireworks is a staple in the independence. Pan on the Avenue is something that people look forward to.
Yeah.
And it's normally around this time of the year, always right before Independence.
Yeah, we used to have it the week before Independence, but then people started begging for it to be the Independence Parade. So they would want it either on the night of Independence or the night before. Years that we didn't have the fireworks, like last year when we didn't have fireworks, we had the event Independence night, and people were absolutely blown away.
I'm telling you, no, this is tremendous. So obviously, all is in place. You're going to start at 6. What you recommend? Let's treat with the parking, because I know obviously the avenue would be blocked off.
Yes.
What's your recommendation based on you all know the area, you know the land, the lay of the land? What you recommend people do as it relates to parking?
Well, we have a relationship with TTRS. Had reached out to us when they heard we was in trouble and stuff like that, so that people could, if they could carpool, they could park. The car parks that we got was where?
Down by the stadium area and Asia. So people could park all in those areas and they park and ride. So TTRS has offered a 20% discount code, which come like, I mean, if you're parking right there and coming down, you ain't paying anything really for that service, you know.
Or if you wanted to take the TTRS from home
to come to the avenue.
Perfect. Yes. Well, again, always a pleasure to see you all. You know, we go back so many years.
Yes,
I know
of course.
Small. Look at that number. That time is really amazing. Father time undefeated. So proud of you all. I saw Moms actually on Monday. So hail up for me. And Sunday you'll see me.
Of course, we need to see you there. You have to be there.
Perfect. Loving the house,
All right.
Every time. Pan on the Avenue. So you've heard it. It's on this Sunday from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight. Let's be part of it and enjoy. Up next, what TNT means to me. Some more commentary from citizens speaking, you know, from the heart about our twin island, Trinidad and Tobago. Enjoy.
Well, the short answer is Trinidad and Tobago means the world to me. That's a short answer, which is everything. But this is my home. This is my respite. This is the place where I feel connected to this whole universe. When I travel, I can't stay away long. Sometimes I go away for 2 weeks. In 3 days, I'm ready to come back home because this is where the rhythm of who I am exists. It exists in Diwali, it exists in Emancipation, it exists in Eid, it exists in Christmas. This is the place where I got forgiveness for things that I did in my life too, you know. So this is not just a place. And saying my home is saying too little bit of what Trinidad and Tobago is to me. But Trinidad and Tobago is the world to me.
Let me see you Cherry Hill, now take it back, let me see you rock off, shake off, let me see you rock off, let me see you kick right, now step forward, now step back.
Lucozade, bring the energy. Unbeatable taste, new look.
Shake off, let me see you rock off.
KC Ginger Mint, your trusted and natural wellness. Now with healthier options. KC Ginger Mint with honey and lime. KC Ginger Mint with orange and KC Ginger Mint with lemon. KC Ginger, honey, lemon, lime, and orange. Natural and trusted for generations for soothing sore throats and digestion and boost immunity. Get your new KC Candy Ginger Mint extended range today and breathe naturally.
Mom, Dad, this is Trevor.
Hi. He's no Kieran. Back up.
Fling? That's why he crossed the road. It was funny when Kieran said it.
Ooh, who could that be?
We're like the parents who don't miss your ex.
I can't believe Kieran is in the neighborhood.
CG United. Good like that.
The biggest party in sport is back. Catch every TKR match live and exclusively on CNC3, August 7th through September 20th. You don't want to miss the action. The Republic Bank CPL 2026, only on CNC3. Passion, energy, and cricket live here. Brought to you by
When your little one has a fever or teething pain, it can be hard for both baby and parents. That's where Fevastin suspension can help. It's easy to administer to toddlers and babies, and it has a delicious cherry flavor that kids love. Fevastin suspension is specially formulated to reduce fever and relieve pain from teething and symptoms of the cold and flu. Fevastin suspension. Gentle fever and pain relief for babies 3 months and up. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Dr. Rudolph Utley joins me on the Zoom line, a cultural historian. Again, history, one of my favorite topics. Love to just know about the past and to get the information and also to share it with the wider public. Dr. Utley, let me extend Independence greetings to you. I know you're outside as we speak to treat with your book launch, but I look forward to our discussion. Welcome as always, and happy Independence Day to you. Dr. Utley? Okay, so yes, fantastic, great to hear you know. Yes, happy Independence, and thanks for coming on this morning.
Yeah, you know, only for you I'll come on this time of the morning, Jason. You know it is.
Yeah, I know these are not really hours, but nonetheless, I thank you. And again, let's treat with the significance and the role that Calypso played in our independence and that transition from Calypso to soca. Let's deal with the Calypso first, the mother of the art form.
Well, if someone wants to really trace the history of Trinidad, then a good vehicle to do such a thing is to go back to the history of Calypso, because it's intertwined. The history of Trinidad and the history of Calypso, they go simultaneously. Because if you want a proper historical account of what happened here since 1498. And even up to today, all the incidents, all the historical moments, then Calypso documents that for you. And therefore, you know, it's almost a symbiotic relationship between Calypso and Trinidad's development. And therefore, it's very important that we preserve the legacy of the Calypso as an art form and also the Calypsonian to pave the way for the soca artists of today.
That's right. You know, Calypso almost feels to me like a mirror. You know, that reflection, the art form that we use to express the given time and the moment. Let me ask, I've always heard that soca's original spelling was S-O-K-A-H. It was probably, I think they said was a misprint in papers that turned it into S-O-C-A. What was the original spelling of soca?
Well, according to the creator of soca, Lord Shorty, is that S-O-K-A-H, it represented, the K-A-H represented part of the Hindi language. I think it's the first alphabet in the Hindi language or something of that nature, but that was the original spelling. And I think it was through our journalistic endeavors whereby some reporter decided to call it S-O-C-A, and he said he didn't argue the person once it was being printed or discussed. That was the important factor. The spelling was not an issue for him, but the original spelling was S-O-K-A-H to reflect the East Indian component of the musical genre.
That's right. And you're going to do your book launch in New York on Monday. This is New York getting the first taste. Just walk me through a little bit about the launch itself and if you're going to do a Trinidad leg to this, or if it was done already, in case people, pique their interest. And I know you are piquing their interest as we speak.
Yes, I am. I did a launch in Toronto earlier this year, and the New York one on Independence, just to celebrate and to commemorate that whole occasion of Trinidad and being the island or the land where soca, both Calypso and soca was really nurtured, created and nurtured. Yes, I may do one in Trinidad, but you know, there's a great reluctance I've found in Trinidad for people to appreciate and read and support local literature. And therefore, you know, it's always more rewarding for me, anyways, to do my book launches out of Trinidad, and then maybe come back and do it at home, because I don't know, there's this great reluctance of people to support local things still, which is, and it's just kind of ironic that I will do it on Independence Day out of Trinidad, but the support is more there's more support out here than back at home. You know, it's sad to say, as we celebrate 64 years of independence, we still seem to think that things that we produce are not that important, or whereby the same Trinidadians who live out of the island, they seem to have a greater appreciation. Once they leave home, there's this greater appreciation for things that come out of Trinidad. And we are very interesting people, as independent people, we're very interesting.
Yeah, and that seems to be what you're saying. I've seen and witnessed that time and time again. And I guess when you go into the bigger world, into these states or into these countries with millions, and they have, you're engrossed in their culture, there is a great appreciation for what, you were able to produce on your island. And I guess you gravitate towards it, and you hold on to it even more.
Yeah, because when you travel and you're out there, there's this nostalgic feel for something Trinidadian or Trinbagonian. That you feel like as you're out there, you feel you want something to hold on to. Mm-hmm. But when you're home, you take it for granted. But I could go down here, I put on the radio and hear some soca, or I knew Shorty, so nobody could tell me about Shorty, that kind of thing. But it is what it is.
Let me ask you, Dr. Utley, as we look to wrap things up, I know you're doing your launch, it's at Toronto, it's in New York. Is there anywhere we can get the book right now in Trinidad, or you have to wait till you do that launch later on this year?
No, you can. It's available at paper-based on Alcazar and also at Metropolitan Bookstore.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I'll give you a chance as we wrap things up to just send your independence greetings to all of Trinidad and Tobago. We're listening. Go right ahead.
Oh yeah, my homeland, my base. I want to wish the country and all the leaders all the best for the coming 64th anniversary, and hopefully we continue to on an upward spiral in terms of advancing the country, both in technology and human relations, and all the good things that we are deserving over the Trinidad Island Republic in the Caribbean. All the best to Trinidad and Tobago.
Dr. Rudolph Utley, have a successful one out there, a safe return home, and thank you for the great contribution to culture, documenting the history for future generations to enjoy and to learn and to understand. All the best and happy independence to you.
Same to you, Jason, and all the best to you and the folks at the station. Thank you.
That's right. Cultural historian Dr. Rudolph Utley touching base. Before we head to the 7 a.m. news update, another chance to hear from you, Trinidad and Tobago, what the country means. You're saying it in your words, through your lens. Again, let's enjoy. What does Trinidad mean to me? Take it in.
We must start with self-love. Once we have self-love, everything go in sync with nature.
I will work hard. You abuse her when things was nice. Now you're crying blood. Things hard in Trinidad. Now you have to sacrifice out your.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Sportsmanship is when an athlete walks off the court and you can't tell if he won or lost because he carries himself with pride either way. This quote is an embodiment of sport, and for me, sport is an embodiment of life. We are where you are.
Make sure you have yourself a great investment week by viewing The Boss Report every Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. during CNC3's The Morning Brew. You'll get sound financial advice, whether you're a new or experienced investor, when you view The Boss Report. CNC3, covering your world.
Time Check, brought to you by the Central Bank and the National Financial Literacy Program.
Good morning. I am Bhavita Gopal-Chan with headline news on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. Public Utilities Minister Barry Padarat has removed 2 directors from the board of the National Maintenance, Training and Security Company on the basis that they were not fulfilling their mandate. Mitchell Ramcharan and Terry Ram, who were appointed to the MTS board in June last year, were removed by Padarat last week. While initial information indicated that the 2 men had resigned, Padarat told CNC3 News he removed them first and they subsequently submitted resignations. The minister said their professional work schedules conflicted with the demands of the organisation and that despite being qualified and experienced, they did not demonstrate the level of commitment required. Padarat said he will continue to address directors' inability to properly perform their duties while they are receiving stipends from the state. Now, Ram declined to comment on the minister's explanation, saying only that he would respect the minister's account. Ramcharan could not be reached for comment. Meanwhile, former Finance Minister Colm Imbert says extending recent wage increases across the state sector could leave government facing a back pay bill of more than $25 billion. Imbert made the claim at a news conference on Thursday, where he estimated that applying a 10% wage increase across the wider state sector could add about $1.5 billion a year to recurrent expenditure. He said the 10% increase for daily rated workers alone would increase the annual wage bill by roughly $252 million and create a back pay liability of $2.6 billion. Imbert also warned that local government corporations are being asked to begin paying the higher salaries from September, despite what he described as ongoing financial constraints.
They have now instructed the local government corporations, who are the primary employers of daily rated workers in Trinidad and Tobago, to start paying the new salaries, but they have no money. It wasn't included in the mid-year review. It wasn't included in the original budget. But they've instructed them to pay it by September so that the Minister of Finance could come in the budget in October or end of September, whenever he's coming, and say, we started to pay the new salaries to daily rated workers.
And the government's massive revitalization blueprint remains in the procurement stage, despite earlier plans for some projects to break ground this month. Works and Infrastructure Minister Gillian John confirmed the status to CNC3 News, saying the process is ongoing and has achieved significant milestones. The blueprint was unveiled by Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar last November, with the government indicating that the first projects could get underway by August 2026. However, in July, Minister John said the program was in the second stage of the request for proposals process, with contract awards now being targeted for September or October. The initiative has since expanded to about 120 projects, with the government projecting that it could generate some 72,000 jobs at its peak. The plans include major developments in Port of Spain, San Fernando, Galeota and Invaders Bay, as well as an overhaul of the country's prison infrastructure. Minister John says she will provide another update on the program in 2 weeks. Stay tuned for another news update at the top of the hour and for comprehensive coverage in our midday news and major newscast at 7 p.m.
Yes, on the verge of our independence celebrations, let's still treat with the business, because we have, you know, there is lots to deal with next week and week after, and we'd love to get you on the program. So we want you to send your email to tmb@cnc3.co.tt. That's an email address. You should take a note of this. That's the route. Send your message, Nikisha or Amisha. They're going to answer and we'll book your spot. See you soon. Let's head across to our social media handles, very active on the Instagram, Facebook, and X. All your news, all your top stories. You can get your review, know what's happening, and as always, social media, important space. See what's happening. The same goes for our CNC3 mobile app, your ¡1 source for verified breaking news, all your favorite content on demand, and programming details. And as we transition from the mobile app, we head to the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian. That's right, Guardian of Democracy. 108 years going strong. opinion page, sports page, business guardian, or you name it. Something for everyone. And we want you to get your online subscription today when you visit guardian.co.tt. Let's move across to our food for thought on this Friday before Independence 2026. Let's read together. Freedom is not just our history. It is our responsibility to build a nation that our future can be proud of. Again, let's read this together. Freedom is not just our history. It is our responsibility to build a nation that our future can be proud of. Long live Trinidad and Tobago, Twin Island state, country of my birth. I love this place, you know, truth be told. Yes, I enjoy traveling. I enjoy going to other parts of the world and seeing how people live and how they eat and how they function. But there's a part of me that after about 3, 4, 5 days, I want to head home. I've never once in my life sit on a plane and pilot say we're heading to Piaco next 3, 4, 5 hours, and as troops as be, hey, good. And better yet, when you buy a window seat and you start to see that northern range, where you see the lights by the Pity Valley, by the Digomatin Valley, and you start to see Pity Valley, you start to see Hyatt, or you're seeing down south, according to where you are, and you see the highway, and start to see the mangrove, and you say, oh, and don't talk from the plane land, oh, you know, people don't clap anymore. I find people don't clap anymore, but I mightn't clap out loud, but my heart is clapping when we land and I'm back home. So it's a good look. I'm happy. It's Independence weekend, and we're going to have ourselves a great time. Let's get ready for the weather update, because listen, nothing really going to spoil the weekend, but the rain could put a kind of damper on plans. So let's find out from Sigoni what's going on with the weather so that we know how to maneuver and how to plan for the Independence weekend. Sigoni, good morning.
Hi there, I'm Sigoni Muhammad with your daily dose of weather. We now have Tropical Storm Dolly in the Atlantic, but for Trinidad and Tobago, there is no direct threat at this time, especially as it turns more northwestward and away from our islands. Closer to home, though, for Trinidad and Tobago, what we have is a mild to moderate concentration of Saharan dust, which remains in the atmosphere. We also have a few pockets of moisture, which will keep some showers in the forecast. The good news is that drier air began moving in overnight, and it's helping to settle things down a lot today. Over in Tobago, we do expect sunny, slightly hazy, and breezy conditions with just the odd shower in the forecast. Meanwhile, across Trinidad, we do expect a bit of the same. We've got mostly sunny conditions interrupted by a few cloudy spells and occasional showers. There's also a low chance of a heavy shower or isolated thunderstorm along western areas. So while most places remain relatively settled and dry, one or two communities could experience a quick burst of heavier rainfall. Now, temperatures, well, they are on the rise today, so be mindful of the feels like temperatures, which will be approaching the 40s. So take note and make every attempt to stay cool and hydrated where possible during the day. Tonight becomes fair and slightly hazy with just a light breeze and generally quiet conditions taking over. Now to our seas, which do remain slight to moderate at this time, and with spring tides still in effect, all marine interests should continue exercising caution, particularly around high tide. Further north, marine users, remember that across the Lesser Antilles, we are continuing to monitor Dolly for any changes in swells and sea conditions. So to recap, Dolly is now on the map, but for Trinidad and Tobago, there's no direct threat at this time. Here at home, we do expect a few showers, some Saharan haze, and increasingly settled conditions happening tonight. That's your forecast, and that's it from me.
So no Dolly for Trinidad and Tobago, but you know, there might be the chance of the little shower at some point during the course. We just hope that doesn't extend to this weekend, especially for, I would say, Saturday, Sunday, and of course Monday, our actual Independence Day. With that being said, let's take the pause. Again, we remind you, what does TNT mean to me? It's so much, and it's something different for every single person. So again, enjoy, and we come back with much more on this, your Friday before Independence Morning Brew.
Well, for me, it's home. As you can probably tell from the accent, I'm from London, but I'm Trini of descent. And I don't think people recognize the paradise that you have here. Community, genuine love for each other. I'm obviously noting there's some tensions with certain things, social, economic things, but if you go outside and you come back to what this is, there is no comparison. I've never felt love like I have in Trinidad and Tobago. So yeah, it's love, it's home, it's happiness, it's joy, and it's paradise.
Trini to the bone. Sweet woman parade abundantly. The brethren, they full of energy. Some people say God is a Trini. Paradise are not convincingly. God gave us a spirit fiery. But nothing in the world will bother we. But look at smart man gone with money. We still come out and mash up the party.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488 or visit our website to order.
Period nights don't have to look like this. Move less, wake up to change. So change for a real night's sleep with Always Overnight. Its 3 times protection system absorbs, locks the fluid, and keeps it away from your skin. For protected nights without leaks. Always.
The biggest party in sport is back. Catch every TKR match live and exclusively on CNC3, August 7th through September 20th. You don't want to miss the action. The Republic Bank CPL 2026, only on CNC3. Passion, energy, and cricket live here. Brought to you by
Enroll your child today at CTS College's private primary school. Classes are online and taught by qualified and experienced teachers. Our fun and engaging sessions are recorded for further review. We cover the full range of SEA subjects with preparation for success. Students from first year to Standard 5 are welcome to join. And with our competitive rates and flexible payment plans, it's easy to enroll. Sign up today at CTS College.
It's back to school! Savings time at Passad's The Food King. Stock up and save big on. Get 4 packs of Swiss spaghetti or macaroni, 400 grams, just $20. Swiss peanut butter, 235 grams, 2 jars, only $20. Erin Farm chicken bologna, 150 grams, 3 packs for only $20. Guiltless yogurt yum, 120 grams, 4 tubs for just $20. Kraft mac and cheese dinner, 5.5 ounces, 2 boxes, just $20. Fresh Harvest Big Bean and Tomato Sauce, 3 tins, now $20. 8 Gala Apple Snacks for just $20. Blue Sea Tuna Flakes in water or oil, 140 grams, 3 cans, just $16.99. Oasis Water, 330 ml, just $14.99 per case. Don't miss the back-to-school deals at Prasad's The Food King. Seal end September 6, 2026 or while stocks last.
Prasad, quality value, that's our way. The real Prasad's, we're here to stay. The Food King Prasad's.
It's Jay's exclusive 4-day independence sale. Get 33% off everything store-wide, all stores and online. 4 days only. Don't miss it. Jay's exclusive big 4-day independence sale. JD's, Princestown, San Fernando, Rio Claro, Gasparilla Mall, and M6 Plaza Shiguanas, your low-price headquarters, JD's.
KC Mint Explosion. Discover the secret with absolutely refreshing mints with a burst of freshness. KC Mint Explosion. We make life sweeter for over 100 years. So experience a KC Mint Explosion today.
This is more than just music. This is where you find the best of TNT. This is more than just a vibe. This is where Bollywood gets a twist. This is more than just energy. This is Bhangra and indie pop too. mix. This is the life. Log on or log on now. Sangeet 106.1 FM. This is authentic East Indian radio. This is us.
Get the story first. Want to know what's happening in news, sports, or crime? Get the CNC3 app. As the story breaks, CNC3 is there giving you the story first on your mobile device. Be connected to the most trusted and reliable news source, CNC3. Access your world with just a tap. The CNC3 app. Download it today.
Calling all filmmakers, producers, content creators, influencers, and recording artists. If you're looking to rent a versatile studio space with green screen, video wall, cyclorama, and more, look no further. GM Labs is here to make your dreams a reality. Located in the heart of Port of Spain on St. Vincent Street, GM Labs is your one-stop shop for all your creative needs with over 2,800 square feet to work with. Take your creative concept to the final product at GM Labs. Give us a call or WhatsApp or message us on our Instagram and Facebook pages at GM Labs TT.
Islands in the fun. Welcome, welcome one and all to the land of death. Trinity to the board.
Isaiah Ellis joins me on the set this morning for our Poets Corner, a safe space for the poets, for those who use their voice and bring spoken word to the masses. And every Friday, Isaiah, we look forward. If it's one thing, we guaranteed every Friday to get a little music and to get some poetry, and today no different. How long now you're repping poetry? How long you recognize you would have had this ability and talent, my brother?
Well, it would have started recently, actually. I would have always been used to writing music, soca, calypso, but my friend Jedediah Joseph, he actually saw that potential and he wanted me to transition into spoken word poetry as well. So I gave it a try, and yeah, we're here today.
Nice, and you enjoy it because you seem like a creative. You seem like someone who you've always used your particular voice or your presence to. Am I correct to make that assumption in terms of?
You could say so, yeah.
Yeah, because you say you're into music and all that, and let's be real, that music arm and that music vein, I know it's something that will always remain, but I'm happy that you're able now to find a next avenue to express and to put your ideas out there. What's the online presence like? You have been able to record and put anything up so far?
Funnily enough, I'm not on any social media platforms.
Yeah, okay.
Because I tend to like being in my own space, having that option to be able to think and plan out my day. I'm more of a thinker, so I feel like social media would kind of crowd it. But I'm always open to having a social media page, possibly in the future. So
good vibes. Well, we're going to take in a piece called Red, White, and Bold. Isaiah, touching base with us, Isaiah Ellis, for the first time here on the Morning Brew. Take it away, my brother.
Trinbago, the sweetest country as you may know. Oh, bad mind, stay so. No opinions, because the indicators, they show our unique range. Through different experiences, we inspire change. Like Modstar Flame, don't try rearrange. We take in this twin island straight to the Hall of Fame. Yes, we filled with flaws and hardship at our doors, but we sure to rise better than before. We weather the storm and release our final form to metamorphose these metaphors. Don't believe their deadly lies. Through traffic and trials, Trinbago is still filled with nothing but smiles. We are the steel pan. We go hand in hand with saying no one but us can understand the prayers within our mother's hand, so others cannot harm you. Trinbago, who are you? We are loving. We trust in God and put nothing above him. Through every struggle, we keep on pushing. We believe beyond the ceiling. We say what we feeling. Our spirits keep revealing the prayers and pride we kept concealing. We are confidence. We show resilience. Hard work over incompetence. We get tense when losing on us in the same sentence. If you're doing wrong, we will give you a sentence. Hence the reason why love and good vibes rents freely in our heads. especially when resting in our beds. So be reminded of what was just said. When they say love, they refer to us. The people who made the best style of music that vibrates through the earth's crust, it's us. Best cricketer, renowned javelin thrower, we don't owe our apology for any analogy that come from we. TNT is the best. Trust. Wait. You still don't believe us? You ignore us.
What a piece, man. Ignoramus, you know. Manners and respect. Happy Independence, man. We want to extend Independence greetings to my brother.
Well, I want to extend firstly to my mother. She's a strong support system as well as my father.
Excellent.
They always push me in whatever field, whatever aspect that I want to venture into. So I really want to extend that to them and to the entire nation as well. Happy Independence. Hope you all enjoy it, and yeah.
Isaiah, thank you so much for blessing us. I mean, big respect also to your brethren, who's also part of, dynamic team that you're building. And yeah, Independence greetings to you, bro. Manners and respect. What does TNT mean to me? Well, let's find out as we continue inside this Friday before Independence 2026.
God gave us a spirit fiery, but nothing in the world will bother we. But look at smart man gone with money. We still come out and mash up the body. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be.
Struggling to lose weight despite your efforts, feeling tired after meals, or dealing with stubborn belly fat? It may not just be your diet. Your blood sugar could be the issue. Spikes can lead to fat storage, low energy, and higher cholesterol. Berberine Plus, with berberine, bitter melon, and banaba leaf, help support healthy glucose metabolism so your body works more efficiently. Take control and feel the difference in 90 days. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide.
We are your one-stop, most convenient, most helpful, most caring community pharmacy. Our pharmaceutical services include dispensing medicines, repeat dispensing, clinical governance. But we also have a fully stocked convenience store featuring our refreshment aisle, grocery lane, personal care products, toys, pet supplies. We are most conveniently located out of the traffic, just 2 minutes off the highway in Heartland Plaza, Endeavour, Chaguanas. Contact us on 220-8705 or 470-5938 and visit us soon.
Invest in every innings. Is this the best match of the season? Yes, it is. With the Unitrust Corporation on your team, it's the best match every season. Stop settling for less. Access the best performing funds on the market with the highest income fund rates in the industry with UTC on your side and its 44 years of investment experience. You won't just support the winning team, you'll be part of one. Visit the nearest investment center, agency, or ttutc.com to sign up today.
When it comes to gypsum and sealing solutions, there's only one name you can count on. Contractors Warehouse is your complete supplier with the materials and solutions your project demands. From premium gypsum boards to superior quality and specialty sealing tiles, framing metals and sealing grid systems, joint compounds, adhesives, and the full range of accessories. As an authorized USG distributor, we bring you quality products you can trust. With 2 strategic locations in El Socorro and Gulfview Link Road. Contractors Warehouse, everything gypsum, all in one place.
A lot can change in 75 years. Ideas can grow, landscapes can change, culture can flourish. So can a people. For over 75 years, Jimmy Abood has proudly added to the tapestry of Trinidad and Tobago, providing the material that sets us apart and brings people together. Come on in and celebrate with us as we surpass 75 years as the fabric of a nation. Serving generations.
Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chancotrace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality. Visit Tire Clinic Marketing, New Truck and OTR Tire Service Center at number 30 and 32 Montrose Main Road, Chabonas. Call today at 665-8973 or 672-3419. Alignment services available. Tire Clinic Marketing, Truck and OTR Service Center. A tire for every need.
The biggest party in sport is back. Catch every TKL match live and exclusively on CNC3, August 7th through September 20th. You don't want to miss the action. The Republic Bank CPL 2026, only on CNC3. Passion, energy, and cricket live here. Brought to you by
your heart, brain, and body with omega-3. Packed with essential fatty acids, omega-3 helps support heart health, brain function, and overall wellness. Whether you're staying active, focused, or simply living life to the fullest, make omega-3 part of your daily routine. Live healthier with omega-3. Wellness that works from within. Tune in to Wellness Unlocked on CNC3 Sundays at 5 p.m., also on Monday and Wednesdays at 9:30 a.m.
It's back to school! Savings time at Passad's Seafood King. Stock up and save big on Clorox Bleach, 3.79 liters for only $30.99. Swiss Pasta Cuts, 300 grams, 4 packs, just $18. Sweet Hand Soybean Oil, 1.5 liters, just $25. Flavorite Ice Cream Assorted, 3.2 liters, 2 tubs, now $84. Matuks Guava Jam, 454 grams, 2 jars, just $25. Nestle Milk Full Cream Recon or Low Fat, 1 liter, 2 packs for only $28. Country Pride Flour All Purpose, 2 kg, 2 packs, just $27. Caribbean Parboiled Rice, 9 kg for only $74.99. Minced Chicken per pound, now $26.99. Frutakul Kids 200 ml, only $60 per case. Don't miss the back to school deals at Passad's the Food King. Still end September 6, 2026 or while stocks last.
Quality value, that's our way. The real Passad's, we're here to stay. The Food King Passad's.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, nah. So me I party until it rain, nah. I dressing up in my red, white, and black. I don't care what nobody say. Every carnival I done there. Plus I know all artists and all.
Well, welcome back. Let's get into the beautiful instrument, our instrument, the steel pan. Sashel Thomas is here with us, not only to play and just bless the studio with the sweet sound of pan. And a matter of fact, she's doing Take Me Home, a modern day classic, right, from our boys there, Freetown. But she's also here to promote this amazing book. I mean, it's literally, Sasha, I'm seeing here, it's like a coloring book. And
yes.
Pan inspired?
Yes, it's a steel pan coloring and activity book. It's just something that sort of popped into my mind that I had to work on.
Beautiful. And I'm seeing for children ages 4 to 10. Where is it available?
Well, currently you can get it on Amazon. It's also available at Scribbles and Quills and Shock and Stock Bookstore.
Excellent. When did your relationship start with the pan?
Maybe it trying to make me tell my age.
So for me, it was School Panorama. I was in Form 3.
Yeah.
I was about 13, 14.
At this point, it's probably going on about 24 years.
Wow, but it started in school?
Yeah, well, I started around 4 years old. I started with my mom. My mom was a band teacher in a community band. Eastern School of Band Music. It doesn't exist anymore. But she was teaching there, and she sort of passed on her skills to us, and then eventually enrolled us, and then we moved through Panyards from there.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're going to get a chance to enjoy your sound, your style, and then we come back and we touch base and, of course, get some more concerning the book and just find out ways to find you online. You have anything recorded? Do you record yourself and have any performances online?
Yeah. So if you search my name, Sachel Thomas or Sachel Thomas Steel Pan on YouTube, for example, everything is going to pop up there.
Beautiful. And you remind us of that after the performance. Let's take it in. Take Me Home.
Yes.
For our independence, right here on the Brew. Enjoy. That was real nice, sweet.
Thank you.
And you could tell that, you know, you've been at this for a long time. You just roll it so smooth. And again, the book, it's readily available, you said?
Yes. So it's available in Scribbles and Quills in Sugarwarners, as well as Shock and Stock Bookstore. They should be stocking in the East Branch as well as the Port of Spain branch. And I'm currently working on getting it into South and Tobago branch.
What you have planned for the Independence weekend?
Rest and reflect, honestly. I'm a teacher, so school is about to open. So just rest and reflect and, you know, get ready for the new academic year.
That's right. Well, you know, continue your contribution, you know, amazing on the instrument. And as we wrap things up, just your independence greetings to Trinidad and Tobago. Go right ahead.
My independence. Happy Independence Day. Where am I looking?
Right there.
Right there. Happy Independence Day, Trinidad and Tobago. For this Independence weekend, I would like everybody to think about how far we have come as a country and how far we have yet to go. I feel a lot of times in this part of the world especially, there's a lot of emphasis on I and me, but if you want to go far, go together. So please, please, please be part of your community, take an active role. If you want a village, you also have to be a villager. So happy Independence Day and best wishes to everybody.
Well said. Happy Independence to you too.
Thank you.
National Touching Base. And again, Steel Pan Coloring and Activity Book available nationwide. Grab and enjoy. With that being said, we take the pause. We come back and get into some music. Snakey is in the building and he's going to bless us and just keep the Independence theme going via Kaiso. Snakey, up next.
I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
Cold or flu? Take Panadol multi-symptoms. Relief in minutes. 7 cold and flu symptoms. Panadol. Release starts here.
Gaming Express Limited is a premium importer and retailer of the highest quality brand name electronics. We stock the widest range of PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Samsung, and Apple devices and accessories. Visit us at Shop 52, Level 2, Gulf City Mall in San Fernando, or contact us by phone or WhatsApp message at 687-7480 or 301-9797 or 798-1280. Like our Facebook and Instagram pages for updates on products and services.
You can tell from the crowd who's up next. It's Trinray's star player, whose world-class stats put him in a league of his own. Trinray's risen to become a true force to be reckoned with. With an unbeaten Carry A rating, they boast a strong solvency and A-class service. Ladies and gentlemen, you're witnessing Trinray's financial and technical strength at its best.
Trinray, premier insurance coverage for less.
We finally said yes to onion rings. Now it's your turn to say yes to the new KFC onion ring chicken sandwich for $34.95 or get a regular side of rings for just $15. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
It's Jay's exclusive 4-day independence sale. Get 33% off everything store-wide, all stores and online. 4 days only. Don't miss it. JD's exclusive big 4-day independence sale. JD's, Princestown, San Fernando, Rio Cloud, Gasparilla Mall, and N6 Plaza Shibwanas, your low-price headquarters, JD's.
The biggest party in sport is back. Catch every TKR March live and exclusively on CNC3, August 7th through September 20th. You don't want to miss the action. The Republic Bank CPL 2026, only on CNC3. Passion, energy, and cricket live here. Brought to you by
Sportsmanship is when an athlete walks off the court and you can't tell if he won or lost because he carries himself with pride either way. This quote is an embodiment of sport, and for me, sport is an embodiment of life. We are where you are.
Yeah, this is the next generation.
Welcome to the Music Brew inside the Morning Brew, and with me, a special guest, Heaven Snakey Charles. I mean, when I tell you Snakey is one of the, I would say, foundation men I mean, we could all recollect and go back to when it all started for us. Probably for you even before when I met you officially back in the 90s, bro. But we still here, Sneaky. Every time I see you, I just feel so happy because I remember the start of my career. I remember seeing you when I was there, and you're still here, and I'm still here, and we have to be very grateful for that, bro.
After God, man, it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Yes,
I mean, before we even get into the music, what's the action for this weekend, Independence Weekend?
Yes, well, this weekend, Blow Mano Blow presents the 2027 band launch. That is a tribute to the Mighty Sparrow with Two Birdie with Love, right there at Queen's Hall in Garden Theatre. We are going to launch our band there, right, in collaboration with Sweet 100. Come out and celebrate independence with Brass to the World, right there in Garden Theatre.
Excellent.
Also, a taste of Tobago on the Lady Young. Your boy will be performing after the fireworks. That is on the 31st. So the 30th, Queen's Hall, 31st, Taste of Tobago.
Independence Night is Monday night.
Independence Night, yes, man.
By the Lady Young. Well, so you'll get a real best view of everything.
Oh, God, I look forward to that. This will be my first time on the Lady Young Independence Night.
Excellent. Well, Sneaky, you're not going to whip out the microphone?
Yeah, man.
This song is...
What You Need Again, Trinbago.
Well, all right. What you need again? We need again, right? Sneaky's here to perform, and I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy. Take it away, my brother.
Man. Yeah.
Northern, Central, and Southern range, and say this is La Trinity, the same land that we all know, called Trinidad and Tobago. Indigenous people, Spanish and British colonial rule. Many fought for us like Mr. Butler, Dr. William in 62. You have to know to shape your destination. So tell me what you need again to know your worth and your significance on planet Earth. Tell me what you need again, red, white, and black. 60 runs on the board and we are turning back. No way, no way. 60 years and counting. Yes, we've climbed the mountain, how we heart keep pumping. Only Jaja know, 60 years and counting. Carnival we jumping, when tides are low, stop frowning. Embrace your highs and low. Brass! Hey, my twin island. Hey, hey, I know you have been through a lot. National instrument, the steel pan is legendary. The only acoustic instrument invented in the 20th century. Plus we have limbo and calypso, soca parang, chutney and extempo. Every creed and race finds an equal place. Oh Lord, that statement so true. We so beautiful, we cup Miss World and Miss Universe too. We've made it to the final of the World Cup. Here's the goal, here's the Crawford and Kishon World Cup. So don't stop, just tell me what you need again to know your worth and your significance on planet Earth. So tell me what you need again, red, white, and black. 60 runs on the board, and we are turning back. No way, no way. 60 years and counting. Yes, Yes, we've climbed the mountain. How we heart keep pumping. Only Jaja know. 60 years and counting. Yes, we've climbed the mountain. Tides are low, stop frowning. Embrace your highs and low. Brass! Hey, my twin island. Hey, hey, you know I love you, God. Hey, my twin island. Asphalt, petroleum, natural gas has been planted by the Most High. In the belly of this very land, you can compare us to Dubai. When it comes to natural resources, God has provided us with enough to live and give. Free education and health care, we can boast we have that today. While they call us third world, some first world nation, for that, yeah, you have to pay. Our food rated as the best. We scorpion pepper could burn up all the chest. So don't test and tell me what you need again to know your worth and your significance on planet Earth. So tell me what you need again, red, white, and black. 60 runs on the board, and we are turning, we're not turning back. I tell you, 60 years and counting. Yes, we've climbed the mountain. How we heart keep pumping. Only Jaja know. 60 years and counting. Carnival, we jumping. Embrace your highs and low. Brass! Hey, my twin island. Hey, you know you have been through a lot. 1970, 1990. Hey, 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 my twin island. Hey, my twin island. Happy 64th Independence.
And this was a winning contribution?
Yes, this is the winning contribution for the Diamond Jubilee Independence Monarch. I am the Independence Diamond Jubilee Independence Monarch.
Yes.
Also the Young King 2023.
I remember the contribution. Beautiful song indeed. How could we find you in terms of bookings and just all the music and all what you're doing online, Sneaky?
Yeah, well, simply, my name is Heaven Charles on Facebook, Heaven Charles on Facebook. You know, you can DM me there. Also, on TikTok, I'm there as Snakey the Entertainer, and Instagram also the same way. Online right there, we could make it happen.
And what's your independence greetings to the nation, Snakey, as we wrap things up?
Well, my independence greeting is really, let us love one another more. Let us embrace what we have. You know what I mean? Sometimes you see people come into our land and the kind of appreciation they have, we don't exhibit or demonstrate enough. Like when they talk about flying in from a next land and seeing the little highway, how it does make you feel like, oh God, but I can't live nowhere else. I personally feel I can't live nowhere else.
Yeah, Sneaky, manners and respect, my brother.
Big respect.
Happy Independence.
Yeah.
Always good to see you. Sneaky touching base. Up next, as much as it's Independence, it's also weekend of cricket CPL action. And we get ready for the CPL breakfast show. Peter Miller, he joins me next. He is the head of international communications for CPL. Full details after the break.
Among the crowd, just give me good.
Extra, read all about it.
We are more than headlines, more than stories on a page.
The Trinidad and Tobago Guardian newspaper, your favorite national newspaper, is relaunching its community feature section with one major focus in mind.
It's all about we. We Trinis.
We life and culture.
We heritage.
We health.
We food. We music.
We community.
We men.
We women.
We kids, yay!
Everything we love and adore. We are every part of Trinidad and Tobago. And now, We is a space where every reader sees themselves reflected. Introducing We, The Guardian's bold new celebration, a magazine dedicated to irresistible stories and features that celebrate the very best of Trini life. Our stories, our culture, our life.
Attention all listeners, are you ready for the ultimate news experience? Introducing the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian, the nation's first and most subscribed newspaper. We deliver where others can't. With the widest delivery network in TNT, you can have the Guardian delivered right to your doorstep or office every single day. Take advantage of our special annual subscription offer so you can stay on top of the leading stories even when you're on the go. Sign up today. Time is running out. Inquire about our 3-month and 6-month packages as well.
Welcome back. CPL's Head of International Communications, Peter Muller. Peter joins me on the Zoom line this morning. Pete, great to see you again, and I know we are in store for lots of action. It's our Independence weekend, and cricket is in town. CPL is in town, Pete. So I could only imagine. It's almost like that's the you know something boiling up, and you just put the extra spark. It's going to be tremendous. Pete, great to see you.
Yeah, great too, and it's always really exciting. It's really one of the great things is that over the years, CPL has coincided a lot with this weekend, and I know how exciting it is here in Trinidad to be enjoying independence and to have 3 big games of cricket over the weekend, on top of the fact that the big game is on Independence Day itself, and I don't think we've ever had a game on Independence Day before, so that's really exciting. Yeah, very much looking forward to it. 8 o'clock to start tonight at the Oval. The atmosphere in the first game that we had there against the Kings was fantastic. Not the result that the home fans were looking for, thanks to a brilliant Tim Seifert 100. But yeah, and then of course last night in St Kitts we had another 100 in the tournament from Simon Ayub. So the cricket's been fantastic so far, as has been the atmosphere.
That's right. For those looking for the action tonight, tomorrow, and of course Monday, let us know starting time and what teams TKR will be taking on.
Yeah, absolutely. So tonight, 8 p.m, we have Trinbago Knight Riders taking on the Tridents. Then tomorrow evening, it's a big clash against the Jamaica Kingsmen. And then on Independence Day, it's going to be that game at 5 p.m. against the Guyana Amazon Warriors. So an opportunity for you guys to come along and enjoy. Well, I think it's going to be difficult to come along and watch that game now on Monday, because I think that one sold out pretty quickly. But obviously, if you can't make it, you can watch it on CNC3.
That's right. All the action will be live. Based on what we discussed earlier this week when you told us, and it's now in the public domain, the option is available for us to jump on that charter and take in games throughout the islands. Just give us some more details again, where we can go and when probably is one of the games that charter is probably leaving Trinidad to head to one of the destinations and one of the territories.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a flight from Piarco into Guyana on the 1st of September. So you could get your tickets to go along and watch the Guyana games. That one leaves at 2 p.m. on the 1st of September. So yeah, to give you a little bit update of what we're doing is we have spare seats on our charter plane that we booked to fly cricketers, TV crew, commentators, everybody across the Caribbean, which we're doing with Mile High Travels. So you can go to milehightravelsinc.org, or an easier one I think to remember is if you go to cplt20.com. The first banner at the top of the page has a book flights button. You can go on there and you can book flights. And they're pretty reasonably priced. That flight flying from Piarco to Chedijigan on the 1st of September is just $390 US. So pretty competitively priced, and it's a direct flights throughout the region. So if people do want to come and join us, you've got an opportunity to potentially sit next to your favourite cricketer, who no doubt will be sleeping with his headphones in, as people do on an airplane, but he'll be there and he'll be travelling with you.
Well said. Again, Pete, when it comes to CPL and the promotions you all do during the game, the activations, what are some of the big giveaways, some of the big activations so that people could come prepared? I've seen people, when I was looking at the game the other night against St. Lucia, people come in all the costumes, and I know there are lots of different promotions going on. Just walk us through some of them.
Yeah, so we've got the Flow Fan of the Match, where you can win $500 US for being the best dressed fan. But as well as that, kind of those big prizes for one person, there's loads of really great stuff going on in the fan village at the games. So you've got, there's Luke Sader doing a thing where you can go and do virtual cricket batting. There's giveaways from loads of sponsors where they're giving away cool stuff for you to wave around at the crowd signs and all that kind of stuff. And then what's really exciting from us is that we're doing health testing at the games as well. I went and saw the guys who are carrying that out over the course of the matches, where you can go and get your blood pressure checked. You can have a battery of tests done just to check in on your health to hopefully put you in the right direction if you do need some help. It's really important to us that we're all taking good care of ourselves, something I spend a lot of time thinking about these days as I get older, that we need to just make sure that we're in tip-top shape. And us men, me in particular, are terrible at going and seeing the doctor. So it's an opportunity in a really fun, safe, friendly environment for you to go along and see the guys. They were great there when I saw them when I went on there to have a look during game 1 against St. Lucia on Wednesday. So that's great. And then what we're really building up towards now with those flights and everything else is to try and push towards that Barbados week. We've got the CPL mega concert where tickets are on sale now, where it's Movado, Estelle, Chris Martin, The Voice, and Skipper are all going to be playing at that big concert at the Botanical Gardens in Barbados. So you've got the opportunity to come along and there's still tickets available in the party stand for the final, and you've got the opportunity to come along and have a real massive you trainees can come along and show the people of Barbados how you party over a finals weekend. There's a lot going on for you to enjoy.
Yeah, there's something for everyone. CPL 2026. As we wrap things up, Pete, I'll give you a chance to extend Independence greetings to all of Trinidad and Tobago.
Congratulations on your 64th year of independence, everybody. One of my favourite places in the world. I had an amazing day yesterday going down the islands on a boat trip. Saw some dolphins. It's an amazing place, and I'm really grateful with the welcome that I have here, and I hope you guys have an amazing weekend.
Peter Malone, all the best. Always great chatting with you. I'm sure we will touch base soon before the end of CPL, and have yourself a great weekend, and see you at the Oval tonight for more action. TKR in the space. I mean, tonight, tomorrow, and Monday. Oh, what a weekend. It's going to be fantastic. All the best, Pete.
Thank you. Bye now.
Peter Malone, Head of International Communications under the CPL umbrella. Speaking about CPL, he just mentioned the games, but just put it up officially there for me, Sheldon, so we could see what's happening. There is some replay action, right? So we have the Patriots and the Kingsmen. That replay is, of course, happening from 1 p.m. But the live action tonight at 8, exclusive here on CNC3. TKR versus the Tridents from Barbados. And then Saturday's action. Also, live. Well, the replay, a matter of fact, well, that game is that game actually going to be the live game, because that's the Kingsmen versus TKR, and that's happening at 7 p.m. on Saturday. And then Monday, the Classico, Guyana, in a must-win for us. A matter of fact, every game this weekend is a must-win based on the current trajectory and how we're looking on the table, but we're going to get through. They're going to pull it through. Feeling good about it. Have a great one, TNT, and we'll be here on Independence Morning, Monday, from 6 to 7
for our shortened version and our Independence special. Until then, have a great weekend and God's spare. I'll be back for more next week. Have a great one and let's go TKR. Come on, man. Let's bring it home.
Today I will no longer have to roam Trinity to the bone, Trinity to the bone. The problems we have are plain to see. We prove we can stand the scrutiny. All I know that true democracy. How we
You're watching CNC3.
CNC3 News is airing earlier today to make way for live CPL cricket coverage. Join the CNC3 News team at 6:30 p.m. for the latest news, developing stories, and everything you need to know. Earlier newscast, same trusted team. See you at 6:30 p.m.
The biggest party in sport is on. The Trinbago Night Riders face off the Barbados Tridents this Friday, August 28th, in a massive Republic Bank CPL T20 clash. Join us from 7:30 p.m. for the live pre-show. Then catch every boundary, wicket, and thrilling moments live and exclusive on CNC3 and CNC3Live.com from 8 p.m. This year.
This is Mary. Mary has bills to pay and takes a chance parking in front of the building at the no parking sign. Mary returns to her car and this is what happens. Mary decides to call when she's 5 minutes away to let her daughter know that she is close by. But Mary forgot one thing.
Boy, second ticket for the day. I don't know, nah? I really don't know. Well, I tell you.
After 2 tickets, Mary just isn't paying attention to her speed.
You see a fixed penalty notice, fixing speed like 15 kilometers. You have 30 years to pay, 15 years to contest.
It has showed other people. Look at other people passing. All they ain't seen them. All they seen me, right? Eh? All they too wicked.
Don't be like Mary. Obey the laws of the road. A message from the TTPS.
As an affiliate of Al Jazeera, we now join their current program.
Son had spent years in the shadows of the political and security establishments. His succession brought a more centralized leadership, less constrained by the competing currents that traditionally shape decision-making in Tehran. The war was fought over familiar fault lines: Iran's nuclear program, its missiles, and its regional alliances. But Tehran introduced another: geography. By declaring the Strait of Hormuz closed, it turned one of the world's most important energy routes into leverage. The nuclear file, missiles, and regional influence remained unresolved. But the crucial waterway has increasingly shaped negotiations on ending the war. Iran's former strategy relied on layers of deterrence beyond its borders, designed in part to keep conflict away from its territory. That didn't work. What emerged this time was something different. Geography backed by missiles and drones, while it reorganizes a regional network that is weaker but still capable of exerting pressure. Nowhere is that reversal clearer than in Lebanon. Hezbollah was once cornerstone of Iran's defenses, but it was weakened, and Tehran has increasingly found itself using its own military power to deter pressure on Hezbollah. Syria, once Iran's corridor to Lebanon, is now controlled by its opponents. Iraqi factions are more constrained. Yet Yemen showed that alliances can still widen the battlefield, with Ansarullah the Houthis applying pressure around Bab el-Mandab. Now Washington is targeting what Iran needs to sustain this new strategy: money. New sanctions aim to squeeze oil revenues, shipping, and financial networks that turn exports into usable currency. Iran has decades of experience circumventing sanctions, but maintaining direct deterrence is expensive, particularly while fighting a war. 6 months on, Iran's old strategy has been relatively damaged, but under fire, it's already constructing a replacement. Whether that becomes a lasting strategy or remains an improvised approach for surviving the conflict may depend on how and whether the war ends. Ali Hashim, Al Jazeera.
Iran's foreign ministry is urging countries not to implement new US sanctions, calling them illegal and unjustified. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi says diplomacy is still an option despite the breakdown in negotiations. On Thursday, Qatar's Prime Minister travelled to Tehran as part of regional efforts to push for peace. In social media post after the meeting, Araghchi said putting diplomacy back on track is not impossible. It hinges, he said, on the US understanding the pressure doesn't work and that the US should build trust and speak respectfully, acknowledge Iran's rights and uphold commitments. Well, Mike Hanna is at the White House live for us. But first, let's speak to Tawhid Asadi, who's in Tehran. And Tawhid, we're hearing mixed messages coming from Iran, which says the doors are open for diplomacy, but on the other hand insists it will not negotiate under pressure. What is your assessment on Tehran's position at the moment?
Yes, indeed. This is a mixed messaging that we have been constantly hearing from the Iranian side after the initiation of the recent round of confrontation. Starting from February, they have been coming out with this twofold message. On the one hand, saying that the doors for diplomacy are neither open nor closed, but rather ajar as there is mediated communication on the way. We know that in the past week, we've got several delegations with the regional diplomacy gaining momentum, and Qatari as well as Pakistani and Omani foreign ministers and other officials in Pakistan, for Pakistan in particular, the army chief of the country was in Tehran, critically important, seeing the mediatory role of Islamabad in the mediated communication between Tehran and Washington. Also, we know that on the other hand, there is this intensified military posturing from the country, saying that there is readiness for another round of confrontation. My assessment is that this is based on a cautiously calibrated pragmatism that we see this two-sided message coming from Tehran. And also today, we've got it from the Speaker of the Iranian Parliament, Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, reposting his post more than a month ago today, saying that restating indeed that if we cannot sell the oil in the region, no other country can sell it. And also he's talking about the either for all or for none sort of approach when it comes to regional security.
And Tawhid, today marks 6 months since the beginning of this war. In your view, how have the lives of people and businesses been affected where you are?
Well, indeed, what I would say predominates the mixture of different sentiments among ordinary citizens across the country is a strong sense of frustration as the country stands before a dilemma that I was explaining. On the one hand, war and prospects of confrontation on the horizon, and on the other, the prospect of revival of diplomacy, return to MOU in Islamabad, and a negotiated settlement which could pave the way for less uncertainty among the ordinary citizens, who are also dealing with a deteriorated economic situation marked by increasing prices, high inflation, and the drastic devaluation of the local currency, all together adding more and more pressure on the livelihoods as they have been dealing with this pressure. This is not something new for them, like dancing with the same old tune, but it's still there is more and more pressure, and people feel it when it comes to their daily expenditures, and as the uncertainty continues to prevail almost every aspect of life for millions of Iranians.
Okay, Tawhid Asadi from Tehran, thank you. Well, let's now go to Mike Hanna, who's at the White House for us. And Mike, 6 months into a war the Trump administration thought would just last 4 to 5 weeks. It called it a short-term excursion. What is Washington's view on the conflict now?
Well, Washington's view is essentially President Trump's view, and that is that there are no further options, and he has no real need to seek any further options. In his latest comments on the conflict, he said that the U.S. is in complete control. Iran is not paying its soldiers. He says that the economic blockade by the U.S. is working favorably, that the U.S. is economically strangling Iran, commenting on any potential further military action. A somewhat confusing comment, and this I quote him saying, "It doesn't mean we're finished with the military, but we are." Well, that's not very clear whether he says we are or we aren't. But President Trump has been through every single option, ranging from military conflict, blockade, and now, of course, the economic stranglehold that he says he is exerting on Iran. Despite all of this, there does not appear to be any signs of progress in terms of the U.S. position. President Trump says, too, we are not talking and we have no need to talk. So he appears to be, at this stage, ruling out dialogue. But all of that being said, President Trump has vacillated his positions right throughout the past 6 months, threatening Armageddon one day, economic D-Day the next, and yet here we are in a state of limbo, in a war that President Trump pledged during a campaign he would never begin.
Mike, of course, the midterm season is about to ramp up. The White House acutely aware of this. How will this war affect Trump's attempt to sell his vision for the next 2 years?
Well, the Republican Party that President Trump leads is well aware of it, too. There have been private warnings to the president that the war in Iran is going to have a negative effect on the party at the polls, not least because of the economic fallout that has happened as a direct consequence. President Trump himself brushes this away. He says that it is more important that Iran does not get a nuclear weapon than the midterms themselves. This is what he says publicly. Privately, of course, it does put immense strain on President Trump and his Republican Party, which has a very narrow majority in both houses, and all polls are indicating to a massive national dissatisfaction with this war and the possibility that this could have a really large impact on those midterm elections, an impact that would not reflect favorably on President Trump or his Republican Party.
OK, thank you, Mike Hanna at the White House with the very latest. Well, Al Jazeera's Ali Hashim joins us now. He's covered the war from Iran and elsewhere in the region, and you've travelled across the region and seen the effects this war has had when it comes to political, economic and personal repercussions. What is your analysis of that?
Well, this is a war that changed the whole architecture of the region, security architecture, social architecture, political architecture. And it's not just the war that started in 2025 and then extended 2026, but since October the 7th. These are all the repercussions of October the 7th, and that's why the whole region is shaking. It's just like an earthquake. If you go to Beirut, if you go to Damascus, to Tehran, to Baghdad, all these cities, major cities in the region, they are all under the whelm of this war, and that's why people are waiting to see where they are heading, because there is a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of big questions being asked. It's not like 2003 and the invasion of Iraq. No, it's even bigger, because what we are witnessing as people in this region is a complete earthquake and a change in the tectonic layers of the region. And that's why, for the moment, everyone is waiting to see how this is going to come to an end. The Gulf is not the Gulf that used to be in the past. The Levant is not the Levant of the past, and Iran is not Iran of the past.
So many changes. I mean, some argue that Iran had been preparing for this war for years. The US was completely unprepared. Looking forward, what do you think Tehran's progression will be, and could it be using the Strait of Hormuz as leverage to create a new relationship with Washington?
What's obvious is that the last war on Iran, the 2026 war and before in 2025, has changed Iran's grand strategy for consolidation of power within the Islamic Republic, because the main objective was, of course, as the United States and Israel announces, tackling the nuclear file
while the missiles program, the proxies as they were described. But what we're seeing right now is that Iran is activating a different weapon, which is geography. Political geography is being used in a different way. This leverage ascends to the amount of, or let me say, to the effect of a nuclear bomb, a geographic nuclear bomb. And now, the United States and Iran are not talking nuclear, they're not talking missiles, they're talking the Strait. And whether this talk on the Strait and whether this impact of the Strait is going to change the whole, as I was saying, the architecture, security architecture, economic architecture of the region, this is what everyone is waiting to see, how this war and when this war is going to end.
Okay, Ali Hashem joining me live in the studio. Thank you for your insight. The number of dead from Wednesday's Himalaya flash floods is continuing to rise. Nepal's disaster authority and police say nearly 600 people have died. Nepalese and Chinese rescuers have resumed operations after briefly pausing them when a lake upstream burst its banks. Teams on both sides of the border have been racing to find around 1,500 people still missing. Barnaby Lowe is in Bidar in Nepal, where the threat of flash floods has been affecting rescue operations.
So we've been told to stay put for the moment because there's word that a barrier lake upstream that authorities had warned could burst is overflowing and that there is another threat of a flash flood. And so people have been walking up this mountainside road carrying whatever belongings they have left. And many of them are making the trek further up that path towards the jungle. And even relief workers who are volunteering have been told to evacuate to higher ground.
We have to follow the instruction by the issued by the government. That's why we came here for the safe place, because safety is the first priority before providing the services.
People here in the town of Bidar, some 30 to 40 kilometers away from Nepal's border with China, where Wednesday's flash flood and mudslide originated, are understandably fearful because, as you can see down there, both sides of the river are now filled with mud. They used to be full of houses, now they're all buried, and likely, along with them, bodies that were swept away by the flash flood. Now, most people who we spoke with here say they have missing relatives.
People are literally scared. Some people don't have their sons, daughters, and each and everything is lost. So we don't have anything. So people are here scared a lot because this is the first time they are suffering from it.
And so while search and rescue are the priorities right now, they're being complicated by the threat of another flash flood. We did see a few search crews on the ground, but they told us that it is nearly impossible to wade through the mud. And so most of the operation right now is being done by helicopter. Barnaby Lowe, Al Jazeera, Bidar, Nepal.
Well, with more on this, Manal Fernandez is in Kathmandu with those coordinating the rescue operations.
From what we're hearing from sources here in Kathmandu, that it is a very challenging task because not only is the terrain very, very inhospitable, it's mountainous and all of that, but you're also dealing with mud and sludge and the aftermath of a massive deluge of water and mud. So trying to look for survivors and all of that during this period is very, very difficult. I have with me the spokesman of the Foreign Affairs Ministry of Nepal, Mr. Lok Bahadur Powder Chetri. If we can just ask him about how the government is dealing with the immediate aftermath. Mr. Chetri, right now, what is the key need for Nepal?
Our immediate focus is on search and rescue and providing relief to those affected. And our security agencies are effectively handling the situation. And there is no specific need, and if there is any, we will definitely inform you.
Many countries around the world have expressed a willingness to come in and help. Of course, related to that is the fact that hundreds of foreign travelers and tourists were also caught in this disaster. How has your country responded to these offers of assistance?
The main point here is our agencies, our concerned government bodies are effectively handling the ground situation, and the operations are continuing. That's why, since it's very effectively being done now, as you know, and it's been reported also, then if there is, while working and while the work continues, the operations continue, and specific needs arise that we can do, or something that we need the help from outside, we'll definitely come up with that request.
For the world, I mean, this has been like a tourist destination. I mean, what should people looking to Nepal at this point of time, what do you have to say?
Only a small part of the country is affected, not the whole country. So tourism is open and we are welcoming all guests. So just wanted to say Nepal is open.
Thank you very much. And as you just heard, that was Mr. Lok Bahadur Paudal Chetri, the spokesman of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for Nepal, talking us through what the government's position is, how they're dealing with the challenges of this massive disaster to strike, but also saying that Nepal is very much open for business.
Katrina Yu is also monitoring developments from Beijing.
Well, we know that President Xi Jinping convened a meeting today on Friday of the Chinese Communist Party to be updated on the situation, to outline China's goals here. And China's leaders have been very plain about the enormous difficulties that rescuers face on the ground. And this was reiterated by China's Foreign Ministry this afternoon. It said because of the high altitude, changeable weather, the many glaciers and glacier lakes, there are many risks on the ground. Chinese leaders also said that a scientific approach must be used and there must be better early warning systems implemented for the future. We know that President Xi Jinping has also called the Nepalese leader, offering his condolences and anything that China can do to aid the Nepalese people in their own rescue efforts. China is better equipped than other nations because of its centralized system. So relatively quickly, China can call upon many different departments, firefighting, military, police, and send people and send resources as well as equipment very quickly. China is also equipped with lots of different technologies that are helping in this situation, namely life monitoring equipment, satellite communications, and communication systems that can be sent up by drone in order to help with the communications that have been cut off in that area. And large drones are not only being used to survey areas that are very difficult to reach because of destroyed infrastructure, but they're also being used to carry people. So China is well equipped. However, this situation, the high altitude, the difficult terrain, and the environment, that is really testing Chinese rescuers in this environment.
Police in Kenya have fired tear gas at small-scale traders who are protesting against a hike in import duties. The demonstrations brought parts of central Nairobi to a standstill, with hundreds of businesses shutting their doors. The traders say the changes will drive up the cost of bringing goods into the country. Malcolm Webb reports from Nairobi.
Small-scale traders in Nairobi are demonstrating against the government. The government says it's going to increase taxes on consolidated containers of imported goods. Those are the goods that these people sell. Normally, a container of mixed goods sold by many different traders is taxed at a fixed rate. The government wants to increase that by nearly 30%. People here say that's going to be devastating for their businesses. Now, demonstrations in Nairobi in the last few years, almost none of them have had the same kind of level of energy and noise of this one. People running, jumping, dozens, hundreds of vuvuzelas being blown, tear gas has been fired, we had to put on our gas masks. They've just been sent back down the street. They've come back again towards Parliament to try and get their message across. But this comes at a time when many Kenyans are frustrated with a rising cost of living, a feeling that they are being asked to give more, getting less in return, amid deep mistrust in the government and a widespread perception that corruption is worse than ever. Malcolm Webb, Al Jazeera, Nairobi.
To Gaza now, where despite the destruction from Israeli bombardment, many Palestinians continue to return via the Rafah border crossing with Egypt. It's a painfully long process as Israeli soldiers strictly control who can enter and what items they can bring. Hin Houdri reports from Gaza.
At Nasser Hospital, families wait. They count every minute, every second, hoping to see loved ones that have been separated for 4 years. They gather in the early hours of the morning, watching for relatives arriving through the Rafah crossing. Among them is Huzaifa's family. His children have been waiting for their father and for the gifts he promised to bring. But before he arrived, Huzaifa warned them that the gifts might not make it into Gaza. He says Israeli soldiers would confiscate them. After a long and difficult journey, Huzaifa finally arrived and was reunited with his wife and children. But the bag he brought with him was almost empty.
The inspection was very strict. All our luggage was searched and even small items like lighters were confiscated. They took our money and IDs and even mobile phones if they were packed inside our luggage.
For Huzaifa, this is what remained after the inspection. Only clothes. The rest was taken.
I was only allowed to bring clothes. All the perfumes were confiscated. All the toys for my children were taken from me. Everything was confiscated.
Huzaifa says he followed the instruction given by the International Committee of the Red Cross, but says he was still forced to leave behind most of what he had brought. He was not alone. Other women who crossed say they were questioned for hours, with some reporting that their jewelry was also confiscated. Journalist Hamza Sha'lan was traveling with his wife and his professional equipment. He says they were questioned for hours while his equipment was taken, and his passport was also confiscated.
I didn't expect that I'm going to enter Gaza without my passport. And this is the shocking part. I don't know why they took my passport. And I asked for it, and they was like, move.
Yet after all the waiting, questioning and uncertainty, there was one thing that brought them back: the people waiting for them on the other side. For families separated for years, finally seeing each other again means more than the belongings they had to leave behind. It's a reunion they have been waiting for and a return to the place they still call home.
Despite the destruction and the lack of everything across the Gaza Strip, thousands of Palestinians are still waiting to come back home. And with the continuous restrictions and the endless interrogations and depriving Palestinians from everything they're carrying, thousands are still dreaming to come back home, come back to Gaza. Hind al-Khudari, Al Jazeera, Gaza, Palestine.
Well, to the occupied West Bank next, where Israeli forces have installed new roadblocks around 3 houses in Kusra. Israeli settlers have surrounded the homes since August the 9th, trapping Palestinian families inside. Nida Hibrahim reports from the scene.
New metal gates and cement roadblocks surrounding homes already under siege. On Thursday, Israeli bulldozers installed 3 gates in the Ras Al Ain area of Kusra in the north of the occupied West Bank. Palestinians say Israeli forces are consolidating the settlers' siege and expanding it. Luay Ridi, the Palestinian American who is trapped in his home, shows us how Israeli soldiers are stationed near the new gates. He also points out the Israeli settlers who continue to occupy the hill, sleeping in a van, with no signs the Israeli forces are doing anything to stop them. Israeli authorities have declared the road leading to the besieged homes a closed military zone. This means Palestinians cannot access the area.
This is the 19th day we are been under siege by the Israeli. It started with the Israeli settlers, now it's by the IDF. And we have been calling on the U.S. Embassy or the officials or the international community to end the siege.
Let's look at where these homes are. They're on top of the Ras Al Ain hill. And this is where the 3 new gates or roadblocks have been installed. Palestinians fear that these barriers have effectively expanded the siege to include the whole hilltop area. Let me explain how this isolation will happen. See the first roadblock? That's at the entrance of Ridi's home. And slightly further up the hill is the second roadblock around a house under construction. And over there is the third one, around a house that is being built. These barriers mean that the road you see here will be off limits and no one will be allowed to enter the area. And that will cut off the hilltop from the rest of Qusra down the hill and the villages on the other side.
They want to do a show to get the media to think that they are ending the siege, but in fact what they are doing is adding a checkpoint. So they're replacing the settlers' siege with an army one.
Palestinians here say that every move, every gate, roadblock or even illegal settlement outpost is calculated, planned and strategic. A slow and methodical squeeze. So people lose their lands, their homes, bit by bit, day by day. Nida Ibrahim, Al Jazeera, Qusra, occupied West Bank, Palestine.
Still ahead here on Al Jazeera. 6 months after the start of the US-Israeli war on Iran, we take a closer look at how it's affected and transformed the Gulf region. And Chile becomes the latest country to find itself in a standoff with the United States over tariffs and security.
This is America, and this, of course, is the White House.
You know, Iran is broke, totally broke.
Economists here at the International Monetary Fund expect Iran's economy to shrink 5.4% this year.
What the military is worried about is another war, particularly a war in the Western Pacific against China.
Shopkeepers such as these are feeling the pinch.
I think almost every item is more expensive.
This is America, every weekday on Al Jazeera.
On Counting the Cost, an historic alliance is at stake. The U.S. and Canada impose tariffs on each other after talks collapse. Consumers and businesses on both sides could pay the price. Will the dispute escalate into a full trade war? Or can the two sides still find an off-ramp? Counting the Cost on Al Jazeera.
High-profile interviews, conversations with global leaders, icons, and alternative voices shaping our times. On Talk to Al Jazeera.
Hello, you're watching Al Jazeera. A reminder of our top stories this hour. Friday marks 6 months since the US and Israel began their coordinated attacks on Iran. While military action has subsided, Washington has ramped up its economic pressure on Tehran. Iran is urging countries to refrain from implementing US sanctions. Its foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, says diplomacy is still an option to end the conflict, but that hinges on the US understanding pressure doesn't work. Nepal's disaster authority and police say nearly 600 people have died from Wednesday's flash floods. Nepalese and Chinese rescue teams have resumed operations after a brief pause due to the threats of new flooding and mudslides. They're trying to find around 1,500 people still missing. 6 months of the US-Iran conflict have changed the Middle East. Waves of Iranian strikes have targeted Gulf countries and global energy supplies have dwindled. New alliances have formed, others have fragmented. Osama bin Javed looks back at what has changed for the region.
The people who helped to cease fire are still trying to mediate. The Qatari Prime Minister was the latest leader to visit Iran after the Omani Foreign Minister and the Pakistani military chief in 3 days. All with the same goal, to bring an end to the US-Israel war in Iran. 6 months ago, an Iranian attack on the Gulf was a threat. Now, it is a proven reality. Iranian missiles and drones have hit US military facilities across Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, the UAE and Jordan, exposing both the reach of Iran and the vulnerability of the American security guarantees and architecture built around the Gulf. Iran only needs leverage over Hormuz. It does not need to control the Gulf to disrupt it. Gulf states are confronted with a reality they've known for a while. Much of their energy wealth still moves through waters within reach of Iran. The search for alternatives has accelerated. Pipelines, longer shipping routes and road corridors. But Bab el-Mandeb in the Red Sea remains vulnerable too. That is changing Gulf calculations. Saudi Arabia, Turkey and Pakistan have signed a new defense pact. Gulf states are expanding military cooperation and exploring alternative routes and partnerships. This is not necessarily an abandonment of Washington, but the war has given rise to the question, what do you do when the shield itself becomes a target? Tehran's weaponized geography against U.S. military assurances for Gulf allies. Iranian missiles have demonstrated that American bases, the symbol of regional security, can also be repeatedly hit. Also, since February, Iran's regional reach is no longer theoretical. Iraq has become part of the conflict's strategic equation. The Houthis continue to threaten the Red Sea. 6 months on, the Gulf is facing a different strategic reality: Iran's leverage and limits of American protection. And then there is the political divide. Gulf states' lack of a united response to the war is partly because their relationships with Israel are different. Some have diplomatic ties with Israel. Tel Aviv's continuing military actions are making regional consensus harder. The Israeli military continues operations in Gaza and Lebanon, including strikes and territorial occupation that have complicated ceasefires and repeatedly undermined diplomatic efforts. The result is a fragmented Gulf response when regional coordination is most needed. And the GCC is beginning to look for alternatives in defense, diplomacy and trade. The old security order may still exist, but the Middle East has perhaps changed forever. Sama bin Javed, Al Jazeera.
Well, let's take a further look at this. Joining me now from Tehran is Ali Akbar Duraini from the Center for Strategic Studies. Ali, as we were just hearing there in Osama's report, enormous strain has been placed on Iran's relationships with its Gulf neighbours. How difficult will it be for Tehran to rebuild those relationships once the conflict is over, or has it managed to maintain them to a point despite what has happened?
Iran has opened the path for improving relations with its Arab neighbors. At the same time, it has also made it clear that they cannot be part of the U.S. war machine against us and not pay the price. Iran's offer has been very blunt. You want peace and security? Then don't endanger my security, and I won't endanger your security. If you take this route, then divorce U.S. military forces, shut down and dismantle U.S. military bases, kick out U.S. troops, and embrace Iran's offer of collective security. This is our region. The security of this region must be provided by the countries of this region. If you embrace this, we are going to work together closely and improve relations. If not, and if you are going to comply with the United States and endanger my security, I will destroy the entire infrastructure in your countries, because you cannot be a platform for military aggression against me and not pay the price.
But some GCC countries have said that they haven't been a platform for aggression. If anything, they've removed US troops from their sides. But Iran has continued to target them.
No. Where AWACS planes were destroyed, they were destroyed underground in Riyadh. Where U.S. soldiers were killed, they were killed in Jordan, in Kuwait. Where HIMARS missiles were fired from at Iran, they were fired from the desert in Kuwait. Not only these Arab states have given their land and military bases to the United States, they have given safe haven to U.S. troops. For instance, U.S. troops were involved mobiled against Iran from Bubiyan Island. It is not a military base. So denying their role does not solve the problem. They have to recognize the fact that U.S. military bases have not brought them security, but it has become a liability and has endangered their security.
Okay. Ali, so what, in your view, in your perspective, is Iran planning from here on going forward? Is it interested in forming a new relationship with the US? And if so, what could that look like?
As I said, Iran's offer has been collective security. The security of the region has to be provided by the countries of this region. You cannot exclude Iran or Iraq or any of the other Arab states from such a framework. But now the priority for Iran is to make sure that the United States is going to fail. Iran's policy is based on kicking out U.S. troops from the region because this is an existential threat to Iran. War is not caused because one party possesses superior technology or has more weapons. War is caused when an aggressor calculates that he can achieve his goals at an acceptable price. The Americans assume that they can achieve their goals in a very short period of time, in 2 or 3 days' time, and then plunder Iran's oil like Venezuela. But no American official had even assumed that they will be stuck in a quagmire like this in the 6 months of the war. So Iran, first of all, Iran seeks peace. Iran wants a permanent end to the war. To achieve peace, Iran needs to get the United States to change its calculations. How can it do so? By increasing the costs of war for Trump in order to convince Trump that the disadvantages of continuing the war is